And seeing if you can detach from creating a story around the thought. Instead, gently drawing yourself back to the observation of your breath without trying to change it to begin with. Just become aware of how the breath moves through the body. And then start to deepen the breath cycle. Start to invite breath down into the belly and into the chest. And allow the air to gently flow out, chest and belly. Being mindful of that and doing it 2 more times. Counting the breath in and gently counting the breath out. And then with your next inhalation, gently start to reach both arms up towards the ceiling. Keep the rib cage gently drawn in, and as you exhale, allow the arms to gently float behind the body. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead towards the ceiling. Really notice the ribcage. It will want to spray wide. Try and draw the ribcage in as you exhale, hands down by the side of the body. 2 more times. Inhale, reach the arms up. Draw the ribcage in and down, slightly tuck the tailbone, and then exhale, bring the hands behind you. Inhale, reach the arms back up overhead, and exhale the arms down by your side. One last time, draw the ribcage in, gently tuck the pelvis. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. And exhale, soften the arms back behind. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead, and then relax them down by your side. So finishing with the arms resting alongside the body, turning the palms up towards the ceiling. With your next inhale, reach the right arm up overhead and allow the right arm to come back behind you. Really imagine pulling the right fingers as far back behind the body as you can and start to point the left toe, inviting a sense of length diagonally through the body. Take 1 more breath cycle. Start to push the left heel away from you. Pull the toes back towards you and then reach the arm up overhead and gently release it down by your side. Release the foot. And then swapping sides, inhaling to draw the left arm up, rib cage stays tight. Exhale the arm behind you. Reaching the left fingertips back, really invite length through the left side of the body and start to point the right toe. Gently encourage the heel away on the right foot. Really press the heel, start to feel the calf lengthen. And then bring the arm up overhead towards the ceiling and the arm down by your side. As you inhale, last time, draw both arms up overhead, draw the ribcage in and down, release the arms behind the body. And point both toes this time, finding as much length as you can all the way through the front of the body. And then push the heels away, find length across the back.
Good. Keeping the heels pressing away, I'd like you to walk both feet towards the bottom right corner of your mat.
So keeping the legs straight. And walking both feet to the bottom right, that's it. And then draw the arms towards the top right corner of the mat. So you want to hinge at the right hip as if you were leaning over, kind of in a banana shape. Good. You can choose to stay here. You can choose to cross the left leg over the top of the right ankle. If the left hip needs to lift to allow that to happen, uncross the feet. And then you might choose to use the right hand and take a hold of the left wrist and invite a little bit more space along that side of the body. Again, that might feel too intense. The shoulders might need to twist to do that, in which case gently release the hold of the wrist. And noticing the breath through the left side as you start to stretch the intercostal muscles between the rib cage, creating more space for the lungs to fill. Taking one more breath cycle in. And then gently as you inhale, if you've crossed the ankles, gently uncross them. If you've taken hold of the wrist, gently release the wrist. And then slowly start to move the hands and the legs back towards the middle of the mat. Take a deep breath in, point the toes again, invite length from end to end, pull the arms away from the toes. And then as you exhale, press the heels away from you, pull the toes back towards you and move both legs to the bottom left corner of the mat. And the arms reach to the top left corner. So again, hinging at the waist. Taking a moment here and then choosing to cross the ankles, choosing to take the left hand around the right wrist and crossing over. Finding any variation that feels good for your body, but breathing into the space that you create along the right side. Taking 2 more deep breath cycles. And as you inhale, slowly start to walk the legs, uncrossing the ankles, walk them back towards the middle. Bring the arms back to the middle and then gently bring the arms down by your side. Bring the knees in towards the chest, finding Apanasana. Hugging the knees in close, wrapping the arms around the knees or around the shins, but really drawing them in tight towards the body. And then notice if one foot slides forward of the other, or they try and stack across each other, and gently try and align the feet so you align the knees and consequently the hips too. Taking 3 deep breath cycles here. Good, and then gently start to move up and down the spine, rocking and rolling up and along the spine. Eventually coming to find a seated position, feet planted on the floor in front of you. And then you can choose, you can cross the ankles and roll over. If the knees don't cooperate with that, you can simply roll around and find your way into a tabletop position on the mat. So bringing the hands underneath the shoulders and the knees directly underneath the hips. Good, making sure the abdominals gently draw in. So we create an ever so slight arch through the low back. And then moving through a few rounds of cat-cow. So as you inhale, start to lift the gaze and really pull the hands back towards you. As you exhale, push through the hands, round the shoulders, round the spine, gaze goes back to belly button. Inhale, lift the gaze, tilt the hips, pull the hands back towards you, widen the collarbones. Exhale, press down, round back. Gaze goes back. One more time, inhale, lift. Exhale, push down and round back.
Good, and then gently start to walk the hands back towards the knees. And bring yourself up
Onto the knees if the knees will allow the weight. Good, bring the hands behind the body, interlace the fingers, roll the shoulders back. And gently try and lift the arms up and off the body. The tendency here is to want to create this shape and the ribs again go wide. We want to draw the rib cage in so the movement is only coming from the upper back. Good. As you inhale, slowly start to bring yourself back. Allow the hips to come down onto the heels. You can walk the knees wide if you'd like to. You can keep them together. You're going to bring yourself forward, come to rest on the forehead, and bring the arms up and off the back. One more full breath cycle. As you inhale, pull the hands back, lift the hips up, draw the hands down the back of the body. Try to lift the arms up and away from the back. One more deep breath cycle in, and as you exhale again, we're going to come forward into that rabbit pose, hips go back, crown of the head comes down, arms reach up. One more full breath cycle. Inhale, pull back with the hands, lift yourself back up to that kneeling position. Good, release the arms, shake out the wrists. And then from here, I'd like you to reach the arms up overhead. We're just going to wake up the core a little bit, start to wake up through the inner thighs. So when we're working on a lot of these fundamental postures, we actually forget about our adductors here. We really need to wake them up. So I want you to imagine squeezing the knees towards each other. So you should feel some engagement through the inner thighs as you do that. Tuck the pelvis underneath, draw the abdominals in, and then reach the arms overhead and try not to let the ribs splay out. Keep the ribs hugged. Good, take a deep breath in. Start to lean the body back, try to stay square, try to keep a long spine. Squeeze the knees towards each other, feel the inner thighs work. Draw yourself all the way up. Two more times, squeeze the knees in towards each other, feel the inner thighs, start to lean the body back. Inhale, come up. Good, one more time, draw the thighs towards each other, tuck the pelvis, lean back. And then gently come up. Leaving the arms high, we're going to bring the right foot forward. Good, and then sink down into that right knee. Good. I'm just going to mute your mic. Okay. With that lunge, with the arms high overhead, what I'd like you to do is bring your left hand down to the outside of the right knee. Push the knee out into the hand. Anita, other hand. Anita, you want to swap the arms over. That's it. Reach the arm up. Push the knee out into the left hand and then lean over to the left side. That's it, good. Inhale, draw yourself up. And as you exhale, twist the right arm behind you, gaze follows the hand. Good, keep pushing into that right knee. Help use it to rotate the spine a little bit deeper. And then slowly reach the right hand forward. Bring the hand down and bring the right foot back into that kneeling position. Good, bring the hands down. We're going to neutralize the spine, so taking a mini vinyasa, we're just going to do a cat cow. So inhale to lift the gaze, tilt the pelvis. And exhale to press down, round shoulders, round spine, gaze goes back. Come to find that neutral position. Walk the hands back towards you. Reach the arms up overhead.
Good, take a deep breath in. This time step the left foot forward. Sink down into the left knee. Making sure the knee doesn't come over the ankle. If it does, you need to walk it further forward. Good. Notice if the hips want to open up to avoid the stretch, and try and draw the knee in towards the midline. Don't let it wing out to the left or too much to the right. Good. Take one more deep breath and reach the fingers up. As you exhale, right hand comes down to the outside of the left knee. Opposite arm's leg, that's it. Reach the left arm up, pull against the knee and lean over to the right side. Inhale, draw yourself up. And as you exhale, open the left arm behind you. Again, using the right hand, push against the knee, but don't let it cave in. Inhale, gently bring the body forward. Bring the hands down. Step the left foot back. And this time we'll move through a half vinyasa, so walking the hands a bit further forward. Shift the weight forward, and as you exhale, elbows go down towards the back of the mat. Good. Come onto the top of the feet if you're not already. Push down through the top of the feet so you lift the kneecaps off the floor. Roll the shoulders back, pull the hands towards you, feel a lift in the chest. Elbows stay in. Exhale, come down. Tuck the toes underneath. Inhale, find a tabletop. And then exhale, keep pushing back. Find downward facing dog. And you're welcome to invite some movement here in your downward dog, perhaps pedaling one heel and then the other. And then coming to find stillness. Rolling the shoulders out away from the ears, micro bending the elbows. You want to straighten your arms a little bit here. Yeah, and then work on the shoulders rolling out away from the ears. Yes. Take one more deep breath in. As you exhale, rise up onto the tiptoes. And try and walk the legs forward. Imagining you're trying to bring the hips up over the hands. Nice, good. Inhale, bring the hands halfway up the shins. Press the hips back, draw the crown of the head forward, find a long spine. Exhale, bend the knees, bring the belly all the way down to the thighs, relax the head. Inhale, straighten the legs, hands to shins, press the hips back, draw the crown of the head forward. Exhale, bend the knees, belly comes down to the thighs, fold. One last time, inhale, straighten the legs. And then exhale, fold. Inhaling, sweep and reach the arms, come all the way up to standing, reach the arms high. And then as you exhale, release the hands down by your side. Good, so come into find Tadasana in a way that fits your body, so your feet might be next to each other. For me, that puts me into internal rotation. You can see the line from my hips to my feet isn't straight. So I'm going to walk my feet so they're underneath my hips. Okay. Making sure you've got an engagement through the feet the same way that we tried to through the hands. So we want to pull the toes in towards the ball of the foot. Should feel a bit of a lift through the inner arches of the feet. And then keep that lift going. Keep that energy pulling up. Imagine lifting the kneecaps, engaging the quads. Tucking the tailbone underneath, drawing the ribcage in. Shoulders roll back, hands draw down to the side of the body. And then notice if the head protrudes forward slightly and perhaps tuck the chin back towards the chest. Good. Take 2 more breath cycles. And then slowly you're going to shift your weight onto your left leg. And just gently step the right foot to the back of the mat. Okay, so we're going to move into a warrior one, and we haven't done this one before. So we're going to square the hips towards the front of the mat. If you feel too much pressure on the back knee, walk the foot wider. So we want to get the hips lined as if they were 2 headlights shooting forward. Good, and then sink into the front knee. Front knee wants to be over the ankle. Draw the rib cage in, and then sweep the arms up overhead.
So you should feel quite an intense sensation perhaps through the front of that right hip. Perhaps see if you can bend a little bit deeper into the left knee. As you inhale, reach the arms up. And as you exhale, open the arms. You're going to find our first warrior two, so you might need to lengthen the stance. Good. And you can release the arms for a minute onto the waist. We're going to start with the feet. So coming back to the basics, you want to roll onto the outside blades of both feet. If you're not sure, you can always pick up your big toe. Sink down into the front knee again. Knee wants to be over the ankle. Good. And then imagine pulling the feet towards each other. So again, we feel this mula bandha, this inner thigh really starting to work. We're pulling the energy in and up. Good. Rib cage draws in, arms go out. Check in with the backhand. It should be about shoulder height. And then check in with the front. And sink a little bit deeper. Trying to keep the chest open. Ian, watch that front knee pull it out. There we go. Good. As you inhale, start to straighten that front leg. Notice the temptation to lock it out and see if you can micro bend it and draw the quads out. Turn the palms to face forward. Reach forward with the front hand. Back of the hand goes down. Use the back of the hand to help roll the chest open. Top arm comes up towards the ceiling. You want one line from top fingers to bottom. Good. Slowly inhale, bring yourself up. Keep the front leg straight. Drop the back hand down onto the back thigh. Turn the front palm up. Reach the front hand forward. Find length along the back of the body. And then exhale, reverse all the way back. Trying to keep that back hand weightless. We're not dumping the weight through it. Inhale, draw yourself up. Bring the arms back up. We're going to sink back down into that warrior two shape. Fingers really pull away from each other. None of this is passive. Watching that front knee. Good. And then release the forearm down. Palm faces up. The back arm is going to sweep forward in front of the face. Reach the fingers to the front of the mat and then roll the shoulder open, the top shoulder open. Good. Take one more deep breath cycle in. Gaze goes down. Bring both hands to frame the front foot. Turn onto the ball of the back foot and step the front foot to the back of the mat. Finding a high plank shape and then gently dropping the knees. So you can choose. You can choose to take a typical vinyasa, which is where we come forward and we lower to chaturanga, or you can simply take a cat-cow. Biomechanically, it does exactly the same thing. Chaturanga will build more strength if you're working slowly on the lower. But they're both working to reset the spine, so finding a variation that works for you. Good, nice. Tucking the toes, pushing back. Tabletop, keep pushing back, downward dog. Taking a deep breath in. And then slowly start to rise onto the tiptoes again and walk the feet forward. So really try to build core strength here. Trying to bring the feet as close to you as you can before you need to start bending the knees. Good. And then inhale, straighten the legs, hands come to shins. Press the hips back, draw the crown of the head forward, find length. Exhale, bend the knees, belly to thighs, fold the body. Inhale, lift halfway, find length. Exhale, belly to thighs, relax the head. One more time, inhale, straighten the legs, find length. Exhale, belly to thighs, fold. Inhaling, sweep and reach the arms, come all the way up to standing. So then bring the hands down by your side, come back and find that Tadasana shape. So bringing the feet underneath the hips, pelvis tucked underneath as we draw the rib cage in. Hands come down by the side of the body, fingers really active, pulling down. Good. Take one more deep breath in, feel the lift through the feet. And then this time we're going to step the left foot back to find that warrior one shape. So again, if you find that by standing on
a narrow line, you lose your balance or the hips don't line up without twisting the knee. Step the foot wider. Turn the hips so that they're square to the front of the mat. Sink into the front knee, knee over the ankle. And then reach the arms up overhead. So we raise the arms up. The scapula have to lift to allow this movement to happen. What I want you to try and do is to roll the little fingers forward now, so we start to find a little bit more activation through the upper back. Good. Sink a little bit deeper if you can. Take a deep breath in, reach the hands up, and as you exhale, open to find your warrior two. So again, you might need to lengthen the stance. Sink down into the front knee. Check in with the feet. Make sure when you look forward, you can see the big toe to the inside of the knee. If you can't use your glute, pull the knee out a bit wider. Good. Draw the rib cage in. Check in that fingers are actively pulling away from each other. And maybe sink a little bit deeper. One more breath cycle. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Micro bend the knee, turn the palms. Reach the front hand forward, bring it down. Back of the hand really rolls the chest open, draws the arm up. And then see if you can squeeze the glutes. So you tuck the pelvis slightly underneath you. That's better, good. Inhale, draw the body up. Exhale, drop the back hand down onto the thigh, turn the front palm up. Reach the hand forward, find as much length as you can, and then gently reverse back. Back hand should hopefully be weightless. Inhale, draw the body up. Exhale, sink into the front knee, forearm comes down. Palm faces up, back arm sweeps forward. And then roll the shoulder open. Peel that shoulder back. Gaze can be up at the hand, gaze can be down, gaze can be forward, up to you. Taking one more deep breath in. Gaze goes down, allow the hands to frame the front foot. Turn onto the ball of the back foot and step the back foot to the front of the mat. Good. Inhale, lift halfway, find length. Exhale, bend the knees and fold the body down. Inhale, lift halfway, really expand the chest forward. Exhale, bend the knees, let the air out, head feels heavy. One more time, inhale, lifting halfway. Exhaling, bending the knees and folding. Inhale, we're going to bring the hands behind the head, interlace the fingers. Draw the elbows in and just slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. Peeling the head up and then release the arms down by your side. Good. Okay. So we're going to come into tree pose. This one will work a little bit mentally more than anything else. Some days you will find that you can happily balance in tree. Some days it just doesn't happen. That's fine. So you're going to shift your weight first into your left leg. Pull the right foot up. This might be your tree pose tonight. It's fine. The integrity of the posture is always the same. We're working on opening the pelvis, opening up the hips by pulling and rotating that knee outward. You might find you can bring the foot up, but it wants to be below or above the knee, not resting on the knee joint. So you can choose where you place it. And then you want to push the foot into the leg and simultaneously push the leg back into the foot. So you should again really feel the inner thighs firing here. Making sure we're not sticking the hip out. Try and pull the hip back in, draw the abdominals up. Hands come to heart center, thumbs rest just above the clavicle. And then take a really deep breath in, sternum rather, not the clavicle. Take a deep breath in, bring the chest up, bring the sternum up to find the thumbs. Good, raise the elbows to 90 degrees and start to push the hands together so we start to feel the upper back engaged, draw the shoulder blades together. As you inhale, begin to reach the arms up overhead. Open the hands out and gently draw the shoulders down. Keep pressing foot into leg, leg back into foot. Good. Inhale, bring the hands back down. Slowly rotate the knee in and drop the foot down. Bring the hands back down by your side. Okay, so we'll swap legs. So shifting the weight this time onto your right foot. Again, finding to create any variation above or below the knee. Making sure that the hips stay square as you try and open the knee out. So we're really trying to keep this pelvis neutral but open. Good. Push the foot into the leg. Push the leg back into the foot. Notice if the hip comes out. Draw it back in. Draw up through the chest. Thumbs above the sternum. Take a deep breath in. Bring the sternum to meet the thumbs. Bring the elbows up. Push the hands together. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Fire into the upper back. One more full breath cycle in and out. Inhale, gently reach the arms up overhead. Open the hands wide, soften the shoulders down. Inhale, draw the hands together and lower them down in front of the face. All the way back down to where they began. Take a deep breath in, draw the knee in and gently step the foot down. Good. Release the hands down by your side. So we'll move through one full sun salutation. So as you inhale, we're going to reach the arms up overhead. As you exhale, soften the knees, fold the body forward. Try to keep a straight back, arms up by the ears, head between the biceps for as long as you can until you come all the way down. Release the arms. Inhale, hands come to the shins, press the hips back, find length. Exhale, plant both hands and step both feet to the back of the mat. You can choose to take a full chaturanga if you feel ready. You can choose to drop the knees, lower the chest down. Come onto the top of the feet, press down, lift the kneecaps, roll the shoulders back, lift the chest. Good. Exhale, lower the chest down. Tuck the toes. Inhale to tabletop. Exhale, push back, find downward dog. Good. Roll the shoulders out away from the ears. Create space across the upper back. Yeah, nice and easy. Good. And then as you inhale, raise the right leg high towards the ceiling. As you exhale, bend the right knee, bring it towards the chest and step the right foot down between the hands. Good. Okay, drop the back knee down again. Untuck the back toe for a moment. Make sure that knee and ankle is safely in line. I'm going to ground the left hand down. If, like me, you have short arms, you're always welcome to use props. You can use a book or you can use a block if you have one. And then you're going to open the right arm up. Squeeze the right knee in towards the midline. Don't let it wing out. Finding more space in the chest and in the spine. Taking one more deep breath in. And gently bring the hand down to the inside of the foot. Good. So sinking into that space, trying to allow the hips to sink forward and down. And then try pulling the right hip back into the socket and trying to breathe length through the crown of the head. So you're trying to find a long spine, long neck. One more breath cycle. Bring the right hand to the outside of the foot. Tuck the back toe. Lift the back knee. Step the front foot to the back of the mat. Again, choosing your variation or choosing to simply take a cat-cow. Same thing biomechanically as taking a vinyasa. It's entirely up to you. But whenever you feel ready, finding your way back to downward facing dog.
Good. Ian, can you push a little bit harder with your left hand? Yes, there we go. I need to roll the shoulders out away from the ears again. There we go. Good. Take a deep breath in, raise the left leg high. Really press the heel back as if you were trying to kick something shut behind you. Good. Bring the knee forward towards the chest and step the left foot down between the hands. Good. Drop the back knee down, untuck the toes. Make sure that that knee is in line with the ankle again, so it's not just shuffle the foot a bit further forward. Good. This time, right hand comes down. Left arm opens up. So Anita, you want your left hand down to do the same as you did on the other side. That's it. Keep pushing down through the hand, keep opening the top arm up, and notice the knee wants to wing out and try and squeeze it in towards the middle. Take one more deep breath cycle. Exhale, bring the hand down to the inside of the foot. Good. And then again, we're trying to find that long spine. So try to pull the left hip back into the socket. Draw the crown of the head forward. So you're really trying to find a long spine. So we're not lifting the chin, we're drawing the crown of the head forward as if someone had string attached to us. One more breath cycle. Bring the left hand to the outside of the left foot. Tuck the back toe. Lift the back knee, step the front foot back. Again, entirely your choice. Taking a vinyasa or simply taking a cat cow. Coming to find downward facing dog. You can choose now, you can choose to step the right foot forward the way we did before, raising the leg, stepping the foot forward. You can choose to drop onto the knees and walk the hands back, reach the arms up and simply step the foot forward from there. Take the version that fits you. If you've got energy to burn, take it from downward dog. If you haven't, by all means, just step it forward. Good. Sinking down into that knee. Making sure the knee doesn't come past the ankle, and if it does, just using the hand if you need to and shuffle the foot forward. Good, bringing both hands down. We're going to walk the right foot across to wait, you've got your right foot, you've got your left foot, okay. Anita, walk your left foot across to the right side of your mat. Ian, walk your right foot across to the left side. That's it. Pull the foot back towards you and drop forward onto the knee. That's it. Tuck the back toe, lift the back leg, shuffle it back behind you. Good. And then notice the hips. You always want to collapse down onto the hip. Try and keep them level. So you want to roll over a little bit, Anita. Over to your left side a bit. That way. That's it. That's your left. That's it. Good. And then come down onto the forearms, bringing the elbows directly underneath the shoulders. You can soften the head down. You can stack the hands and rest the forehead on it. Slowly begin to walk the hands underneath the shoulders. Tuck the back toe, lift the back knee, step the front foot to the back of the mat. And either pushing back into a downward dog or bringing the knees down and walking the hands back to the knees and raising the arms up overhead. Entirely up to you which version you want to do. When you feel ready, stepping the left foot forward and sinking into the knee. Good, bringing both hands down. So you need to swap legs. That's it. I'm going to buy you a map with right and left brain on it. Walk the foot over. Draw the foot back towards the groin and then draw it forward onto the knee. Tuck the back toe, lift the back knee, send the leg back, and then gently come down onto the
So drop down onto the forearms. My phone seems to have turned itself off. I'm not quite sure why. I'll use my laptop. There we are. I'm back. Different device. I don't know what happened to my phone. Find your way down onto your forearms. And again, choose to stack the hands or choose to simply rest the forehead down. One more breath cycle. Slowly begin to walk the hands underneath the shoulders. Tuck the back toe. Lift the back knee, step the front foot to the back of the mat. And you can choose to take one final vinyasa, dropping the knees or taking it knees up, or you can choose to take a final cat-cow. Entirely up to you. And then find your way back into downward facing dog. Grounding down through all 10 knuckles, rolling the shoulders out away from the ears. And then imagine pulling the hands away from each other so you feel a bit more engagement through the upper back. Take a deep breath in, rise onto the tiptoes, start to walk the feet forward towards the hands. Inhale to lift halfway, invite length. Exhale, bend the knees, belly to thighs, fold down. Inhale, lift halfway, invite length. Exhale, bend, belly to thighs, relax the head. One last time, inhale, lift halfway. And then exhale, fold. Bring the hands down in front of you. Shift the weight forward into the balls of the feet and bring the hips all the way down onto the heels. Good. Walk the hands back towards you and see if you can pick up one hand in front and maybe pick up the other. Good. Take a deep breath in. Lift yourself up, drop the heels down. Take a deep breath, sink as low as you can, come to sit cross flat. Good. Okay. We're going to bring the soles of the feet together and let the knees fall out. Good. Bringing the thumbs to the inside of the feet. Gently peel the feet open. And then as you inhale, I want you to try and push the hips back. Really use the hands, try and pull the chest forward, pull the collarbones wide. And then we're going to try to lean the body forward. So you can choose. Traditionally, the elbows came in. It was believed that they would press in against the intestines and create a digestive flush. My arms are really short. My elbows are never going to reach my intestines. So I tend to bring them forward, and I use them as a bit of a lever to help pull my chest forward. Up to you. And you'll come back to it, don't you worry. Taking 2 more breath cycles. And then as you inhale, gently start to lift the body up. Bring the hands behind you. We're going to interlace the fingers and turn the palms down. Good, and you might want to walk the hands a little bit further away, but really roll the shoulders back. Just opening through the front of the body. Tucking the chin in towards yourself, slightly creating almost a double chin, trying to find more space along the back of the neck. And then slowly allow yourself to sink down into that space. Release the hands, bring them down by your side. She's back. Okay. Keeping your right leg bent, start to straighten your left leg down. Good. And then walk the leg a little bit wider. Whether the foot touches the thigh is entirely up to you. You can leave the leg with a gap if you prefer. You're going to bring your elbow to rest on that thigh. So left, that's it. Bring your head down into the hand. Roll the top shoulder open and bring the arm behind you. You can tuck it into the top of your leggings, or you might reach it all the way around to find the thigh. But just really try and roll the shoulder open. You can start to close down the eyes here if you'd like, just allowing yourself to breathe into the side of the body. And very slowly release the hand from behind you and peel the body up. Swapping sides. Good. So again, elbow comes down onto the thigh. Don't bring it onto the knee. Head comes down into the hand. Other arm wraps behind, keeping the chest open. So really trying to roll that left shoulder back a bit, Ian. Yeah, that's it. Good. Taking a few more deep breath cycles. Becoming aware of the breath as it moves into that side of the body. And then gently as you inhale, bring yourself up. Good. So I'm going to bend the knee and plant both feet down about hip width distance apart. So if the shoulders feel okay, the hands can come behind you, fingers point towards the body. If the shoulders don't agree with this, you can turn the hands out. Entirely up to you. You're going to try and roll the chest back, and we're going to push through the feet and try to lift ourselves up to find a reverse tabletop. Good, really squeeze the hips, lift the hips up, try and drop the head back a little bit. Good, nice, Anita. Take one more deep breath in. Lower, come all the way down. Good. Straighten the legs down. We're going to come to roll all the way back. Allow the heels to shift slightly towards you. Good, and then plant the feet back down, bend the knees towards the ceiling. Open the arms into a cactus shape, elbows about shoulder height. And then drop both knees across to the right side, stacking the knees on top of each other. Allowing the knees to ground, so we make sure that the hips stack on top of each other, so left hip stacks on top of right. Even if that means the opposite shoulder lifts, that's okay. Noticing the head and trying to keep the head over the top of the sternum. Closing down the eyes with every in-breath, breathing into the left side of the body, spread the ribs. And as you exhale, imagine the left shoulder and the left knee weighing more, pulling away from each other across the body. And again, inhaling, breathing in more space. And exhaling, elbow and knee. One more time, inhale. Exhale to soften. As you inhale, slowly roll onto your back, plant the feet. Good, and then when you feel ready, dropping the hips across to the left side again, stacking the knees. Making sure the pelvis stacks, the right hip stacks directly on top of the left. The arms are cactus. Notice if the elbow needs to lift the mat. It's perfectly okay. Every in-breath, draw into the right side of the body. And every exhale, encourage the right elbow and right knee to weigh more and pull away from each other. Taking 2 more deep breath cycles. Filling into the side of the rib cage. And exhaling the 2 apart. And then very gently rolling onto your back. Planting the feet and just taking a moment, bringing the hands to rest on the belly to find a bit of neutrality in the back. We're going to finish with a happy baby. So bringing the knees wide, bringing them in towards the chest, but bringing them to the outside of the body. Pushing the heels away from you. Bringing the feet up towards the ceiling, keeping them wide apart, and then bringing the hands to take the inside or the outside edges of the feet. Noticing here the tailbone always lifts off the mat. What I'd like you to do is gently try and scoop the tailbone all the way back down. So the whole of the lower back, top of the glutes should be in contact with the mat. Really bending the knees either side of the body. Keeping the feet a little bit wider apart, Ian. Yeah. There we go. And then you're a happy baby, so you're welcome to rock to the left and to the right. You might find you roll all the way over, and that's okay. And then come to find a neutral position. Draw the feet together, bring the knees back towards the chest. Take a hold of the knees and just gently make them into a circle, bring them away from the body slightly, and bring them back in. And then go in the other way. Draw the knees out and away from the body, and bring them back in. Good. And then when you feel ready, planting the feet down, sending the legs all the way down to the bottom of the mat. Walk the heels wide. Bring the hands down by the side of the body, the palms upturned. Tucking the chin slightly towards the chest to find and invite a little bit more length across the back of the neck. And coming back to where the practice began. Coming back to observe the weight of the back of the body, the back of the legs. The gentle release of the glutes. Allowing the whole of the lower body to just feel heavy. Noticing the spine and the way it gently curves away and comes into contact with the ground. Noticing the space at the top of the spine, at the back of the neck. And then notice the back of the head, back of the skull. And allow the spine and the upper body to just feel heavy. Noticing the weight at the back of the arms, the back of the hands. And then just come back to that gentle awareness of breath as you draw it in and let it flow out. Noticing whenever the mind wanders and gently encouraging it back to witness the movement of air through the body. Gently begin to invite some movement into the fingers and into the toes. Keeping the eyes closed as you inhale, reach the arms up overhead and behind you. Finding length from end to end. Taking a really deep breath in. And when you feel ready, rolling onto your left or onto your right side, curling yourself up and just pausing for a moment in a ball. Keeping the eyes closed. Slowly, in your own time, begin to straighten the top leg, push down with the top hand, and gently push yourself back up to a seated position. Try to resist the urge to open the eyes, bringing the hands to wherever they naturally find themselves, knees, thighs, or in the lap. Using the shoulders and gently drawing them back behind you, tucking the chin in slightly. Taking a really deep breath in, filling the belly, filling the chest, lifting the collarbones, gently open the mouth, sigh the air back out. Inhale, fill the belly, fill the chest, lift the collarbones, open the mouth, sigh it back out. One more time. Fill belly, fill chest, lift collarbones. Open the mouth, sigh it out. Take a few deep breath cycles just sat as you are. Perhaps choosing to lift the corners of the mouth and just notice how it makes you feel. Extending the arms out in front of you, rub the hands together to generate some heat. Bring the fingers over the eyes. Blink the eyes open behind the hands. Spread the fingers slowly to let light back in when you feel ready. And then draw the hands down. Namaste.
Thanks, Katie. Thank you.
I can hear Anita again.
Hi. Hi. Right.
Ian, you're still muted. You just need to
Yeah.
press the button on your phone or laptop.
I'll see you next time. I've got to go.
It's fine. Have a look at the timetable and just book onto
Yeah.
anything you want.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Very, very welcome. See you later.